The entertainment industry, it's all in Hollywood. You got to go to Hollywood. You got to get to Cali. To me, it seems like South Florida is the place to be. Is South Florida the new Hollywood?
Oh, it really is. Well, it is for many, many reasons. I would say in terms of the most important piece of what Hollywood once was, creativity, interesting people creating things. So not only sort of like, talkers, let's say like me and Patrick, but we're also both business people, him, doing insurance stuff and now a whole bunch, he's launched apps and a whole bunch more. And I've gone into the tech world. We know how many people, former Silicon Valley people, are now here in Miami. Francis Suarez, our mayor here, who, ran a very short-lived presidential campaign. He's done a really great job of welcoming companies, figuring out ways to make them feel like, oh, you can be at home here. And guess what? We're going to have safe cities and streets and, limited amount of homeless people and all of the stuff that you're fleeing. We're not going to replicate it here. But the point is that when you get people that are kind of flourishing and feel like they're living in a good place, obviously the weather here is pretty good. When you get people like living in a stable situation where it's safe and it's fun and it's nice and we have all, we're getting like the best pizza places from New York coming down now. We're getting the best police officers from New York and Chicago that are now moving down here. We're getting the best of the best because people appreciate freedom. And so there's a real interesting divide happening in the country right now. Like just go to New York City and you tell me, is New York City better or worse than 10 years ago? I mean, it's not even a question. Chicago, better or worse? San Francisco, LA, we could do the long list, Portland, Seattle, et cetera. What's happening is their best of the best, they're all fleeing and they're going to places like Miami. They're going to places like Nashville. They're going to places like Austin. Austin's a weird one because it still gets a lot of the crazy lefties. But like these people are making their choices. And once people make their choices, you get a long runway on how long a city will be good for. I am unbelievably bullish, obviously, on Miami and Florida. I'm not that bullish on the country, because I'm hopeful for the country, but it seems like we're really, really screwed up.
Yeah. But to your point, you don't have a state income tax here in Florida. It's a great place to grow a business. Everyone's coming. Messi just bought a house in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Like it's becoming like the center of the world, which I think is exciting.
Isn't it funny? Did you ever live anywhere before Florida?
Not really. South Florida's been my place. I've been up in like Gainesville, Maryland for a little while. My father was in the Navy, but South Florida's my home.
All right, so you're basically an OG Floridian. It's so funny to me now, having lived here for just under 2 years, that I was ever paying state income tax before that. I only lived in New York and Cali before. But so I basically lived in the places with the two highest state income taxes. The idea that I've moved to the freest state in the union, where it's so joyous and happy here, and I do love the weather, even the humidity, and just like everything's flourishing here. And the roads are good. The infrastructure is good. It's clean. I don't see homeless people everywhere. Like it's really working. And somehow we do that without taking another 10% from everybody. What it does is it shines a light on what a farce state income tax is. How is it that we have better services in Florida without taking 10% of everyone else's money? Well, it's not like our sales tax is way higher or anything else. Like we just run a much slimmer, trimmer operation. You could give Gavin Newsom in Cali, you could up everyone's state income tax to 30%. Nothing would be better. It would just be a giant suck machine for him and the cronies that are up in Sacramento.
The thing that people get wrong about these state income taxes is what they do is they choke the life out of the small business owner.
Right.
Amazon doesn't care. Walmart doesn't care. They got money in the bank. But if you're a small business owner trying to get your business off the ground, that 10 to 15% state income tax is a killer.
And think about this. So not only do you have that burden, you have burden of regulation where there are way more regulations to just open whatever business. You want to be a hairstylist or you want to open a pizza shop. You have way more regulations to deal with. But now how about another one? Let's say you wanted to open a bakery, right? So a brick and mortar store with a glass window in front of it. How insane would you have to be to open that store in New York right now? To open that store in Chicago or Portland or Seattle or San Francisco or anywhere else? On any given day, a brick could fly through, riots could start, they could rampage through your store. It's not even an independent small. Even if you're in a mall and you're Lululemon, they now let you steal all the stuff out of the store because they've lost control in the blue cities. So Florida, that would not happen. It does not happen in Florida. It simply does not happen. We do not put up with it. So if you're a small business owner, not only are you going to save on income tax, get rid of the regulation so you can open the business more quickly and more effectively. But on top of that, you're not worried that on any given day, a mob is going to come in and steal all your muffins.
For all the crap that Florida gets, I don't know. I have a lot of friends from all different ways of life's background. Everyone's cool. I don't know.
I love it down here, because a culture of freedom, which then is connected to all the things that we talked about. So you have people that are doing more valuable things to them because they can open their small businesses. Like down here in South Miami, it's like there's a zillion landscape companies down here, right? Because everything grows because it's raining all the time and the weather is good. So everything's green and vibrant. So there are, on any given day in my neighborhood, I kid you not, I could probably see 30 different landscape companies. Most of these guys are first or second generation immigrants. They got their truck. They got the thing that's attached to the truck. And they've come here and they do their job. They work hard. People care about their properties. It's very, very different than a city that's on the slide, where when I was living in LA, it was like you could feel it. You'd go to the supermarket, and especially during COVID, everyone's masked and angry, and there was no warmth to it anymore. Where here, it's like people, especially down here in South Miami, you got a lot of Cubans down here. You got a lot of Venezuelans down here. They know what the other side of freedom is because they either went through it themselves or their parents or their grandparents. So there's just like a good culture here that I think is really thriving in the American dream that we all once knew that I would like to export across the country.
Hell yeah. We need more small business owners. I'm pro small business. Quite frankly, you're not going to build wealth buying a home and holding on to it for 30 years. You're going to build wealth by starting a business, growing it, leveraging the tools and the system that's there. Thanks for watching Mark Savant Media. Here we're going to help you create a better content in less time and turn that attention into income. If you love this video, you're going to love these videos here. Click the one. Me and my team specially selected this just for you. Click the link. Check out the video. I'll catch you here next time on Mark Savant Media. Peace.